All right, hello everybody, welcome back. This is Aetheryte Radio First Edition. This is our D&D campaign for Final Fantasy XIV that takes place on the 1st. Above me, we have our fantastic DM. We have Aldino. I'm FusionX, and I play Aiden. We have Zenidra as Zumi, and of course, we have Rook as Merritt. So, Aldino, take it away.
Hi, hello. So, it's been a while. I'm sorry. Yes,
Yeah, it's been a
it
hot
It has.
second.
I actually, when I loaded up the stream last night
Yeah.
to get everything like set up, make sure we're good, fix the typo on Zumi's nameplate.
Thank you. I checked it when you were like,
I
it's
did.
Zenidra, she's Zumi. I was like,
I was like going through. I'm like, oh my god, I didn't do that. Yeah, it was like our layout from when we did FanFest reaction, live reaction. So it has been a while since we have done this.
Usually I don't like to say it's been a while because you immediately get that. I try to do some times elapsed, but that also fits into it, right? Some times elapsed. But anyway, so
we're here
just go
now,
over,
and that's what's important.
let's go over what the heck is happening. What is this game even? It's been a while. So, first and foremost, the way this started out was this is set during 5.2. So hey, spoilers, just a little bit. Just watch yourself. Yeah, I mean, the picture that you can all see right now is already a spoiler. So our intrepid adventurers all were passing through the Exedra on this fateful day that our good boy Elidibus told you
Yeah,
spoiler.
no, Libby's good boy. I say
Yeah.
good boy. Mhm.
Ugh, weird. I don't like saying that. But he was up to some chicanery, and you saw this. So first and foremost, why was your character in the Exedra that day? You may not have known, but now that we've played a little
Ice
bit,
cream?
could you guess? Yeah, Zumi was
ice cream.
on the way to get some ice cream.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
I was in a coffee biscuit mood myself that day.
Snacks. Everybody snacks.
Yeah.
Wow, both you snacks. I'm over
I'm
here
sorry.
like,
Do you not eat?
okay, look, I do eat, but you know, Merritt was all up in there because while she was previously working at a brewery, some things happened that led to her maybe forcibly being removed from the brewery and having to seek work elsewhere. So she has been taking contracts and or just whatever work she can get out of the Crystarium. So she was in there.
So
Spirit
hardcore.
energy.
Me and Zumi are just like, yeah, we were hungry.
No,
And we're just like, yeah, I got
listen.
this whole expansive story. Sit down and I will tell you of my tale.
That's totally Merit energy.
Yeah.
Ice cream is totally Zumi energy. I don't know about cookies, man.
I mean,
Maybe some rope where you have to like some ropes.
You were looking for some really fine
licorice.
specialty rope.
Licorice.
Wow.
Oh,
I
okay.
I actually hate licorice, so I'm gonna stick with
Same.
coffee biscuits.
Yeah.
It's just
Well,
That's
you know,
okay,
your
it's your
character,
character.
exactly.
Yeah.
Your character is different from you.
No,
Maybe the
I
way that you're
can't-
stepping
I
out of your comfort
can't-
zone.
forcibly make anyone like licorice.
Hmm.
I can't.
It's just a red line.
It's awful. Well, and
Well-
black licorice, like, what is that smell? No.
Very
Anise.
potent.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah,
Anyway.
so whatever reason you were there, it was something like this. Everybody there saw the star shower. Now, whether you were an adventurer beforehand, some of you were, or not, it kind of inspired you to do something different. So from there, you all got some information that a certain person named One Eye, which is a weird, stupid name when you think about it, had some jobs for people who had seen the starfall. You guys remember that?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you went over to his place.
He's making tea.
Yeah.
You had
He
like
was making
baby's
some
first
tea.
chemistry set making tea.
He was a weird, standoffish, stupid kind of guy, huh? I mean, some of you.
You keep
Uh-huh.
you keep emphasizing this specifically, but we do have to remember that later there was another character with a much stupider name. So
That's
I want to
true.
be very
That's true.
clear that,
That's
you
true.
know,
Mhm.
I thought initially in the campaign that One Eye was the most nonsensical, considering that this man did not have
Mhm.
one eye. But it can get much wilder in the world of Final Fantasy. So
Oh yeah.
Definitely can. But you guys talked with him. He had a job for you. Do you remember what that was?
That was
We had to go
sewer things.
investigate
That's
the
right.
sewers. Somebody
Yeah.
had disappeared down there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Someone who worked at Spaghettix over there with the
Spaghetti.
apothecary. Yeah, spaghetti. Someone who really likes spaghetti. A noodle enthusiast.
Noodle enthusiast.
All right.
New
Like,
achievement title in Final Fantasy 14.
If it happens, you heard it here first.
Mhm.
Also, hire all of us. That's
Yeah.
fine. But yeah, so you went over to the Horatorium,
That one I
which
won't
I
touch.
do have.
I mean, it's just right there. Do you
Yeah,
really
it's too
have to
easy.
say anything more?
I hope these are working pretty well on your side as the observer.
I got
tried
'em.
to
Yes.
reset these. Okay,
I
cool.
gotta zoom out and stuff, but I got it. I got you. We're good.
Okay, cool. Thank you. So you launched from here to go into the Crystarium innards.
We got a
to figure out
map.
what the heck? Yeah, you did get a map, which was really good, because otherwise would have been much harder to find your way back there. Maybe have taken 2 sessions. We wouldn't even be here right now. Different. But you went down there. There was some fun on a boat. I think
it
that
was
was
so
the
much
first
fun.
incident of rope.
Yes.
Look, there's just so many great things you can do with a rope. All right, you do not like the rope is the towel of it's like the
don't have to
hitchhiker's
apologize for
towel
being
to
yourself,
our D&D
man.
session.
Yeah, you don't have to justify. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah, here
Everybody
we
has
go.
different tastes,
Yeah,
and it did
okay.
come out during
Yeah.
this journey down
Mhm.
into the,
Sure, yeah.
underbelly of the Crystarium
Mhm,
that
okay.
Fusion's character is weirdly into the ropes that he has in his inventory. It's very Aiden into BDSM.
Question mark.
And he's very meticulous about them, and he tries to find any excuse at all to use them, but also to maintain them very well and not lose
Mhm.
them or
Mhm.
damage them. So
You know.
When
I'll
you
either
fall
confirm
down
or
a
deny.
cliff and I help you up with that rope, you're gonna be grateful that I brought it along. Okay.
I'm also going to be maybe permanently tainted for the things that rope has done when
Wow.
it.
Oh my god. All
So-
right.
There was a battle down there. There was some bats. It's all a blur, really. But you did save the guy, and you also left with a prisoner, our good buddy Jarrell.
My retainer.
Who-
Yeah, I had a
Yeah.
retainer. It was great. He was terrible.
Yeah. We
Not
found
good.
a bunch of guys down there that were capturing magically infused animals and creatures for unknown devious purposes, and then captured one. He was one of them, yeah? Jarrell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Captured one of their number.
Yeah.
And who then Fusion took as a retainer out of pity because he's the most pathetic man we've ever met.
Well,
Until later.
at that point.
Yeah. The worst day of your life so far.
These-
So yeah, you brought them back to the Crystarium Guard. Yeah, you made a deal with Jarrell to gain a retainer. And he told you about the village that he's from, in which there's some weird cult activity. Strange. It was far to the north of Lakeland. I'm just gonna pop us here for now.
I have a very important note here. I
Yeah.
sang Jarell a song on our journey.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I don't. What song do you know? Was that a note
I don't
too?
think. I don't think that it was a specific song. It was just.
It was
he
I think it was
pouting.
Baby Got Back.
Definitely not.
I don't know why that got me so good.
It was
But
one of the
did.
one of the Sir Robin songs from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brave Sir Jorrel ran away.
Yeah, see?
Bravely
That's
ran
right.
away.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you went up to the village of Doniger. So before you left, you were thinking, okay, well, we're gonna go to a bar. Do you remember this specifically?
Yeah, because this
I
is-
remember something about was it Merritt biting a nipple? Was that?
Okay, but let me
Interesting.
give some context
Yeah.
to this. We went to the bar because Jarrell talked
Yeah.
about the cult activity, but in conjunction with the fact that that's where he'd been recruited.
Mhm.
And so in this group of people that were doing nefarious things underneath the Crystarium could be traced back to possibly having a connection with this cult in this town. So we went back there to the bar, and then as part of our subterfuge, you shrank me down with a potion
I
fusion.
have so many great ideas.
Mhm.
And I
And that
became Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you
then I
did.
got put in Jarrell's shirt pocket so that I could sneakily listen to him while he conversed with and got more information from the cultists that he had been hired by. And whenever he'd go astray, I twisted his nipple. See, it's not weird.
No,
No.
No.
with the full
Mm-mm.
context, anybody would do it,
Yeah.
right?
It's just right there.
I feel like
Yeah.
I can't actually critique you about you and your special relationship with rope fusion, considering the things I've
Look,
done in this D&D.
I was gonna say everybody's kinks are coming out. This is what this campaign is.
But yeah, in that tavern, there was some nipple twisting. There was some information gathering as well. You found out that there's this ne'er-do-well named Laswin who owns Jarrell's brother's debt, right? So that's why he was like, "Oh boy, I can't go there." So you learned about the lumber mill.
Yes.
Which, yes, the lumber mill, which I'll bring you to the map. I think it's going to be exactly the way that it was. I was like, I don't know if I should bring you the battle maps, but that's a fun one, so I'll do it.
Every time I see a Yateveo in game now, I'm like, oh,
Are you guys even on this map? Probably not.
no.
Okay, that's fine.
There we are.
Yeah.
Oh, you
It
are?
loaded. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you remember the lumber mill with the giant
Yeah.
Yateveo?
I remember the kaiju fight. That's
Yeah.
really. I remember the kaiju fight, and I remember my retainer failing to use the code word that we had established,
Mm-hmm.
I did not show up.
proving his uselessness.
I was telling you the whole time, but no.
Yep.
I
We went there
remember-
because we managed to convince the cultists that we were new recruits, some of us. And
Well,
that,
yeah.
and so it was a mix of like, oh, everybody's gonna meet at the lumber mill, some new recruits. Jarrell was supposed to go there to like follow up a report. We had like a group, like the various things. Some people who also had to sneak fusion. I remember you being in the rafters. To
I
see
turned
it.
I turned one eye into a chandelier,
Yes. It was
and then I
very
gave
good.
him an embiggening potion, and there was a kaiju
Yeah.
fight, and
There
then
was.
there were some guards, and I failed a jump roll, and so I just kind of came up behind him, and I was like, "What's up?"
We discovered that they had been making use of another magically enhanced, like, super large creature, thus the kaiju, which was
Mhm.
the Yateveo, which is like the plant flower
I'm
monsters.
glad you're
on
here and
the
you remember like
source.
the actual points. I just remember all the
I
stupid
remember.
shit.
Yep.
I didn't think I would remember, but now I do.
This
So it
is
all
why
came
the
back to me.
collaborative recap is the best way.
Yeah. But yes, so we fought the monster that they were using at the lumber mill, and we also found out while that was happening that they had other plans in nearby areas, and that they were part of, oh, what are they called? The cult that worships the darkness and
Night something.
Nightshades.
Yeah.
night-
Yeah, the
Nightshades.
Nightshades. And
Yes.
the leader is the Nightblade.
Such a
So
great
edgy.
name.
The
Mhm.
coolest name. He tried to convince us, in fact, that he had a cool
It
name.
was the best
Yeah.
name.
Oh boy.
I
But-
believe I used a vicious mockery at one point, and all of us at some point told him he had a stupid name
Absolutely.
during our battle.
We
Including one of-
figured if we undermined his self-esteem, it would be more
Look,
effective. in the long
sometimes you
run.
just gotta kick them right in the morale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get rid of the foundations, they'll come toppling right down. And he did. So you beat him up, and then you were traveling back to the Crystarium.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Yateveo was gonna explode,
Oh, yes, it was about to explode.
but then I killed it.
You did get that last.
That's the cool thing I did that time, and that's about it.
Hey, it's good to remember those because everybody was running for cover, and you're like, I'll just get in one more hit.
I'm just gonna
And
just
then it-
really quick. And
Yeah.
Did I do
Okay.
it? Did I do it with my friend? With my
Uh,
friend, the fish.
I think you did do it with the fish. I'm not entirely sure.
I mean, that seems like that would be on
Kill
brand.
stealing with
yeah.
the fish. Yeah.
Is that is that where everybody learned about my terrible secret, the fish spit? I don't remember.
I think so.
Yeah, might have been. I was
I
trying to
think it
remember
is.
if you,
You
fished it
turned
before
around
that in the
and you're
campaign.
like, "That's my secret, gang. I always have a fish in my mouth." And then you just
Which, to be clear, in case anybody has any doubts about why Zanidra's character would be spitting fish, it's because she's playing a blue mage.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's sardine toss or whatever it's called, but we call
Yeah.
it fish spit.
It's very
Yeah,
it's very
fish.
interesting. You go down the row here. It's like I got a weird rope thing. Rook has a nipple thing. Zen just likes to spit out fish from her
Blech.
mouth.
Blech.
Okay.
takes all kinds, right?
Yeah.
Somehow both the weirdest and not the weirdest thing.
Right. So after that, you guys took the Nightblade captive, which sounds so much cooler than it actually is. It's really not hard to do. In fact,
I have to make
hardly
a note here of my
Uh-huh.
note. It says 4 feet of dwarven power. That's all it says. I don't know what it's in
out
reference
of
to.
context.
I can only hope in reference to Merit.
At some
Well,
point,
yes.
Merit did something.
It's something strong, powerful, seems in line.
Right.
Am I remembering correctly in that I don't remember if Merritt got an insight check on him or something.
Yeah.
It seemed as though he
Yeah, I
were
think we did
under the
that.
influence of something else. I don't know if it was
Yes.
truly akin to
Yes.
tempering, but it seemed like his will was not his own, this
Right.
Nightblade. So it might
That's
not
a
have been
big
his
thing, yeah.
fault that he picked such
It was
an
a
edgy,
crystal.
dumb name.
It was
Yeah.
a crystal under the crystarium.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what he was saying.
Yeah.
But he was repeating a phrase, something about suffering those with weak convictions.
Yeah. Hold on.
And that was the weird part. He just kind of had this fixation.
Yeah.
Definitely strange.
I have it as a quote in here. Quote,
Yeah.
those with weak convictions, end quote, Nightblade 2021.
Hey, at least it was this year that we played last. That's good. So you were bringing him back to town when I believe Aiden, you and One Eye had a midnight conversation. It did not involve rope.
That's right. I shut that shit down. I was like, yo,
Yeah, One Eye.
I don't trust you. And then I walked away and made it all dramatic.
Well, One
But you
Eye really wanted to kill the Nightblade.
It's true. But thankfully,
Yeah.
I told him not to.
Yeah, you stepped in.
Very
And
sternly. And I was like, hey, no.
No. Bad.
This is
I mean,
it's a bad One Eye. No.
He's not a mistel, so you didn't get the water bottle. You didn't spritz him.
How dare you, sir?
I gotta do it every once in a while.
I need
it's
to
fine,
make a
I'll do it for
note of
everybody.
things I need to pick up in the Crystarium now, just in case.
Oh no. But as you were talking to One Eye, he mentioned about his goals, which was basically to create some sort of adventurers guild, some sort of collective of adventurers to do good in the world. And he asked you to join. And you guys sort of talked about it. When you got back to town, you went over to the Wandering Stairs.
I just have to add, after Aiden and One Eye had their night conversation, which turned
Yeah.
into yelling,
Mhm.
Zumi woke
Oh, yes.
up and went over to see what was up with One Eye.
Yeah.
And he told her all of his adventuring guild ideas, and she said,
Mhm.
"Oh, that's so cute." And then she learned why they call him One Eye.
That's true. She did.
Yes, it's because not the hilt, the guard
The
on
guard.
his sword. It's broken in half. It had a beetle on it, and half of it's gone, so it only has one eye. And she was like, "Okay."
Was it like a really early, so
Mm-hmm.
because we've talked about a whole bunch of stuff,
Yeah.
right? So One Eye, the original guy that hired us, who has an interest in people who were kind of awakened because of the Star Shower and who now wants to make this adventuring guild, right? Didn't we find out at some point as well, I don't know if it was an insider history check
Sure.
or something, that he had once served the kingdom, is it Vilbrand? No.
Yulmore.
Yeah,
He had
He
once
was a
served
guard.
Yulmore?
It was Yulmore, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You guys had an echo. The first session, in fact.
Look, I'm sorry
talking
for
to
my
him.
sound setup, okay? You don't need to keep bringing up.
At least it wasn't a trial. That's a throwback.
Ba-da-ba.
That's like 3 or 4 years ago.
Wow, more than that.
Yeah. Don't worry, things just broke at that point in time. But yeah, you had an echo vision of what you assume to be One Eye, kind of a first-person view of him running, seemingly away from Yulmore, turning and being attacked by someone, an older gentleman, kind of a martial arts braid.
Who could that be?
But you didn't really speak too much about it with him. You all kind of had it together and just went, all right, what the heck was that? But yes, you did get that information. And he did mention that as well to Aiden and Zumi, that he did come from Yulmore, which is why he wants to do something. Kind of sucks to see your hometown turn into whatever Yulmore was for 50 years or whatever. 30
Smorgasbord.
years. Yeah, exactly.
It's the smorgasbord house.
So yeah, you guys went to the Wandering Stair, started to drink, and that's actually where we are. That's exactly where we are right now, at the Wandering Stairs. Talking about, and I believe the last thing that you guys did was basically agree to go talk to One Eye. He was like, "Hey, come see me," and you guys were like, "Nah, let's go drink first." So that is up to current time right now. So I believe we stopped with you guys wanting to go head over to his place.
Let me refresh this. The picture's not loading for some reason.
Oh, yeah?
Don't know why. It's loading on my personal window.
It's stuck between complete white screen, and all I can think is, Loose One, no!
I'll fix that. I can throw you somewhere else real quick.
There we go. We're good. We're good.
Okay.
I got it. It's all
But
working.
yeah, so you're at the Wandering Stairs. You can see some
Did
friendly
any of us
faces there.
Our
Get
good
drunk.
old 1.0 trailer barkeep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good old Ginnard. So I think you did get drunk. That's the part that I'm hazy on. Funny.
We did?
I get
I
it.
do
We
believe-
did?
I mean, why not,
I
right?
feel like there were refreshments. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
We
you're
ordered
still at the
drinks.
Wandering Stairs right now, so you could get drunk right now if you wanted to
Get
before
drunk
going to see One Eye.
again.
Yeah,
Drunk resets.
I mean, do you want to sober up before going to see One Eye, or are you gonna?
I
No.
think we should just go in there with our raw emotion.
Okay. All right.
Sure.
I don't know what that means.
Just no holding back. Just say everything that's on your mind.
Did he didn't invite wait. So he told
Aiden about
Aiden about it, and he told Zumi a little bit about the guild shenanigan, but Merritt I think was still asleep, so I don't know if
Yeah.
she's heard about the idea with the guild yet.
You guys talked about it a little bit when you came
okay.
to the Wandering Stairs, but no,
Okay.
he didn't officially extend the invitation to you specifically because
Okay.
you're asleep.
Sure. I see
I
how it
mean,
is.
or
It's fine.
other reasons. Who knows, right?
I don't want to be in your adventure guild anyway, so.
I mean, it could be so many reasons with you. I mean,
What? Wow, just getting back at for the rope, huh? I see. Just
I
sniping. That's what it's gonna
mean-
be like. That's fine. I like it. But I mean, it's up to you in what state you want to get there.
Drunk.
All right.
I feel like I didn't
Or
drink
tipsy.
much.
Mhm. No, you
Yeah,
didn't.
I was gonna say I didn't think that
You
Aiden.
didn't drink at
I-
all.
You just got like
Yeah.
a juice or something.
Yeah.
And Merritt was sassing the quality of
Yep.
the various alcohol.
Everybody's getting the hardest stuff they have. I'm like, I'll have a juice.
Yeah. I believe if I
Can I
remember
get a
correctly,
can I get a
you had
straw?
some sort of like red ale or amber ale, if I remember correctly. I don't know why I remember that, but I do. And you did not much enjoy it. Right. You were like, this is all right.
Sounds about right. Okay.
All right, so go into One Eye's room in whatever state that you want to be in right now, I guess. Fish spit.
Merritt can handle her alcohol, and maybe sometimes she even plays it up a little bit.
Mhm.
Zumi just walks
But-
in to like have a conversation, just goes, "Ugh," and there's like 3 fish just shoot out around. So sorry about that, but also
I
you're
said
welcome.
drunk, not
Uh,
plastered.
She's doing her best to corral drunk Zumi around, even though she comes up to like her mid thigh.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a mistel, you know.
Just
Yeah.
do like a
that's
do like a
good.
piggyback, and then just like grab her hair to like steer her around.
That's
got
going to
horns.
happen at some point now.
No, let me piggyback on Merritt, and I'll be like, this way, with the horns.
She might be strong enough to carry you,
Strong.
but that
Real
would
strong.
be
It needs
something.
it needs a trench coat to really
That
work out.
would be a
We
spectacle.
need an extra long trench
so
coat.
Yeah. I
Excellent.
think it's going to happen at some point.
At some point, yeah.
As you
She's just-
guys
She's helping you
Okay.
get up there.
as you guys approach One Eye's room, his doors are wide open. He has thrown wide the gates. And you can hear a little bit of hustle and bustle in there. In fact, as you are getting close, a drawn woman comes, not running per se, but kind of briskly walking. Speed walking. Not
Oh my
with
god,
the
you have a
weird shimmy.
girlfriend!
Okay, so she's coming out with a bunch of papers, like kind of held close to her chest, and you say that out loud, and she just kind of like looks back at you, kind of like what, and just keeps on going.
Bye, see you later.
But as you get into his room, he has cleared his tea making set. You don't even know where he would put all of that.
Are you leaving?
But on the table now is a bunch of maps, some documents. He's kind of sitting behind it in a high chair that he's moved from the corner. And the hustle and bustle are a couple extra people in there that you have no idea who they are. But they look to be kind of setting up bookshelves. They look to be moving things around for him. But yeah, as you enter the room, that's the scene.
She definitely says upon seeing the tea set missing, even though it looks
Yeah.
like he's actually moving in. Are you leaving?
He kind of looks up from his desk and he says, "Are you drunk?"
Yeah?
Mira goes, yeah, she is, yeah. She's like patting side of her legs, like, doesn't seem to hold it so good, this one.
Why says, "That's fine. That's okay. What? That's fine." And
I walked up all those stairs. It's fine.
I just kind of stand there and just shrug. I'm like, yeah.
well, he kind of looks over all of you and he says, "Took you a while. Did you come to a decision?"
Oh, most of it was us just getting up the stairs because it took a good long while to get up each of them. But, yeah.
I don't
we
remember
talked
it
about
that
it.
way.
He rubs like the front scales. He's just kind of like, okay.
I just look over at Zumi. I'm like, you counted every single step
They were
on
cute.
the way up here.
They had the little curly
So when she says, "Do you know how many steps there are?" Yes, we do. Exactly.
246.
One eye just keeps his kind of head on the tip of his fingers here, and he's just waiting for a response that he can use.
It's like, well, I mean, if you still want us, I mean, after all this, I suppose I don't have much else to be doing, to be honest with you. As long as you keep paying, doing a little good in the world wouldn't be too bad.
I look
Speaking of
around and I
which-
see the people like working on like moving some bookcases and stuff, and I just kind of
Yeah.
look at them. I'm like, I'm hoping the job isn't for building furniture.
He laughs at that. No, it's not for building furniture. It's for doing good, like we talked about. I don't have
So
much right now.
cute.
He just patently ignores you when you say that. He's just like trying not to make eye contact with you. He says, "I'm turning this into a base of operations. We're gonna get this set up. I've already had people who are interested. It's weird. It seems like everybody wants to do something to help the world right now."
So since we were the first, does that mean that we get to be, in charge of everybody else?
He's like, he's with you. He's like, "I know where you're going with this. I get it." And you say, "In charge of everyone else," and he's like, "No, definitely not.
Well, I'm not signing on unless I've got some sense of security.
Well,
And I'm not taking orders from anyone. I mean, I'll listen to you sometimes if you have a job or something, but I don't run around doing everybody's bidding.
I'll give you the good jobs. Because I really think that of all the people that I've seen, you could do the most good. And also, you're memorable. And I kind of need people to know about me.
Or
Well,
then you should-
or
then you
they
should work on your
could
own
know
personality.
about us, because we're the
Okay.
ones doing all of the work.
You need to
Unless
do
he
work
comes
on
with us.
yourself. You do work on yourself on the inside, so you'd be more memorable to other people as well.
Eh.
Can't just ride on other people's notoriety and personalities.
I just point to Marriott and go, "Yeah, that." What she said.
He says, "Well, I can't go out there and do as much good as you can. Okay, so maybe I misspoke. Not about me, about us. Is that better? About this group,
Yeah, I'll take
whatever
it.
we are.
Okay.
Kind of pauses, like whatever we are. He says, so that's a yes.
Sure.
I don't say
I'm in.
anything, but I kind of have this look of relief when he talks about not going out there as much.
You know, here's the thing though. So if we're not going to be
Mhm.
in charge, and if we, you say we're going to get the best jobs, but I don't see it in writing, to be honest with you. So,
Ah.
I mean, that's not really a guarantee. So could we get, we'll say, Gentle Dwarf's agreement about us getting paid more than others because we came on first and took a chance with you? Maybe we get a little extra bonus, for building this brand and this recognition that you need. I'll roll a persuasion on this. I'll do
Definitely.
it.
Please do.
If I go, yeah, can she have advantage?
You can roll a persuasion, and I will say that you're helping her.
Okay.
Do it. Drunken persuasion. This can only go well, I think.
So
Yeah,
how
you're
was that?
really
17.
cute ideas.
Oh,
Like,
17.
we're gonna help you and stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That's a good roll.
Where is my thing? Where is my thing? Hey,
Ooh,
Damn.
crushing it.
I don't know why he believes
Oh,
in
okay.
that, but whatever.
He's a shrewd negotiator, but he fails. So what you said was we should get more basically than everybody else. We should
Yeah.
be like the, and he kind of he looks like, okay, right, here's a negotiation. He seems like he was ready for it, and he says, okay, here's what I can do. Yes, you'll get the best jobs. I will make sure. I don't really know what best means just yet, but the best
That
paying
was my
jobs.
question. Okay,
How about that?
okay.
I'll have Donald, and he kind of calls out to someone setting up the bookshelf, who respond. Write up a contract, please. It'll take us a while, right? I want to make sure this is right, but we'll get this in writing. I understand. And he says, and if you do agree, then I'll give you the stipend that we agreed upon. But I can give you a little bit more to start out. It might slow the investigation down a little bit. But I think if you can get people, maybe we'll have more eyes out there. He completely misses the irony of being called One Eye.
I just think it's funny he's got somebody named Donald, because all I can think about
Yeah.
now is the character from Fire Emblem that fights with a stick.
Yeah,
Anyway.
right. He does not have a pot lid helmet.
No,
He does not
okay,
have one of those.
okay.
No. He is actually another drawn. Yeah. Medium height. Can't really tell much about him. Kind of non-distinct.
Does he have two eyes?
He definitely does have two eyes.
Okay,
2 horns. Nothing on his person looks damaged.
excellent.
So
Congratulations on
so
your
I
slash
just
life.
I need to take a
Uh-huh.
minute and I'm just acknowledging this to us here.
Yeah.
So we walk in, there's a drawn lady walking out with some papers. He's a drawn. He's got a
Mhm.
drawn named Donald working. Are we there to like actually help, or are we there to like fill like a quota for like
Hey, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Maybe these are just the people that he knew. He definitely doesn't seem like one with a lot of friends.
That's fair.
So
The lady is his girlfriend. Donald is his cousin.
Oh, so it's a family business.
Mhm.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Okay.
You better definitely get it in writing. But I don't mean to cast any shade. Anyway,
No,
so he
no.
says, I'll give you the stipend. And he stops and he thinks about it. You can see him calculating, that GIF, just with the numbers flying by.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm willing to give each of you 5,000 gil to start. That's quite a bit. That'd
yeah,
be
that's
enough.
more than we got paid from like the whole first job.
Yeah, and he's saying each to
Can
go out,
I
get some equipment. Yeah,
can I insight check to
Sure.
see if he thinks that's fair or if there might be more wiggle room for more monies?
sure, definitely. So I'll give you. He's gonna do his persuasion because he's trying to get you to say yes to this, and you will roll against it. Okay, he did okay.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah. You feel that he thinks it's pretty fair. You do know, just to talk about money in general, regular equipment is like somewhere around the hundreds of gil, 100 to 200. Masterwork stuff is like 500 ish.
Mhm.
2000 is getting into magical things and custom things. I say custom because someone here may want something custom. I'm not entirely sure who. Um, I'm looking at you, Fusion.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, not at all. Not even a little bit.
It's gonna be such a
but-
great rope.
I'm scared now. But this would be kind of everything you would need to get started. So it does seem fair. You're not sure if he would give more. You thought you had him on the ropes before, though. Definitely. It seems like he's hardened a little
I get it.
bit.
Oh my gosh. All right.
That was
Merritt
too
kind
easy.
of-
I couldn't not acknowledge that.
I thank you. Honestly, thank you.
I take a second after Merritt's
Mhm.
thing fails, and I say, if you want to make such a name for yourself, and we are the representation of that, I think that you should, cover some of like equipment costs or something for us if we're to do these jobs. Maybe, open a business account with the armorer. See if you can work to get us some discounts or something, because I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's us. We're the ones putting our lives on the line out there.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion. This is the negotiation phase that I knew was going to happen.
We like money.
everybody
down
likes money.
now.
How do I open my?
But he is shrewd.
Is he
where's
that
my-
shrewd?
Where's my
He's
thing?
got
How do
plus
I
5 on
open-
wisdom. He's very shrewd.
I forget how I open my thing.
Oh,
I got
on the
it, I
right
got
side.
it.
Okay,
Yeah. Persuasion.
it's all good. Oh, I may have rolled at advantage, but it doesn't matter. I'll look at the lower one. Okay. You know
Well
what? I'll
done.
just take the. It doesn't really matter. I'll take the first one. Yeah, the one thing that he's really good at is getting through deception and persuasion. He's very shrewd. Maybe it's the
Okay.
horns. They're like radar.
It's my turn. It's my turn.
Radar.
Oh, you're gonna
horns.
try it? Go for it.
Yeah.
Go
Mine
for
is-
it.
So
well.
Zumi
Yeah.
has been watching everybody be like, but we need this, and she's
Yeah.
just gonna start sniffling.
Oh no.
But if we're going out there without you, you were so helpful, and I'm gonna miss you a whole lot, But maybe if we had some extra stuff to keep us safe without you, then it would be alright if you weren't there.
All right.
God.
So you know
what do I
you're
roll
gonna
for that?
you're gonna roll persuasion,
Okay.
right? But I think if you hold shift while you click it, it'll do it at advantage. You have found the kink in his armor.
Oh my god.
I will say no more than that.
Oh, that
Ah.
wasn't good anyway.
But
Hmm.
you can you see him. He was trying not to pay attention to you because you're drunk and weird. But as you start to cry, he's like, "Wait, what? Are you seriously? Is she?" And you go through the spiel, and he's like, I know, I am irreplaceable." He's kind of giving you shit here. I know I'm irreplaceable, but I think he'll do fine without me. But that discount idea is a good idea. That actually makes a lot of sense to get you known with people who can give you equipment. I'll work on that though.
I'm telling you, business accounts,
so
man.
nice,
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Now, since you lot don't have any beards to swear by, normally we'd swear a bit like an inch or so that you have to cut off if you break your promise. But since none of you folks have beards, and she kind of strokes hers like, yes, looking majestic. So long. She's like, Oh, then we're gonna have to drink on it and sign the contract, and I expect you all to spit on the ground. It's only fair.
One eye kind of looks over to Donald, and Donald's just nodding along like, yeah, that makes sense.
Donald's in the
Very
back like a
nodding
mopping
with
the
it.
floor, and
Yeah.
as soon as he hears that we're gonna spit on the floor, he just kind of sighs. It's like, I
Donald
just
seems to be his
cleaned
legal
the
expert.
floor.
I love that Donald would just be like, yeah, no, that's true with dwarves. Yeah, accurate.
Yeah, that's
You
the thing
don't
they
have a
do.
beard,
Yeah,
so-
just all over the floor, just saliva everywhere. Yeah.
Hey, we have a chance to make the lore of the first. Get retcon completely, but I don't care.
Dear Koji, just a heads up, we decided that when dwarves sign contracts, they spit on the floor. Sign Aetheryte
You take
Radio.
a swig of fine alcohol, then you
Yeah.
spit it onto the stone as proof of like your vow in front of the
Yeah.
stone. You know what I
You
mean?
don't
It's
waste
kinda like
that
how
stuff.
No, it's
Yeah.
like how you christen
Yeah.
a ship or something, kind of
Yeah.
like same
Yeah.
deal, except that with this, you know, you just spit on the rock, you spit on the
This
ground.
seems totally, totally.
What if you're in a
Plausible,
wood
yeah.
building though?
You got to go outside.
You go outside,
gotta,
you spit
you gotta
on the
find.
stone.
Is there like a ceremonious rock that like?
I mean, probably in the villages.
Make
that's
a
all good.
journey. It's
You
like a
guess-
journey to Mecca to spit on the rock.
I
all the
see. Yeah,
all the
you could-
dwarven villages, they have a big stone statue in the middle of the village that people use as the
Oh, no.
spit
You just
rock.
spit on that. You spit on it because you're spitting on, you know.
It's like the salt.
sister's
It's like
beard.
the salt things in
Yes.
Ishgard, except you just spit
Yes.
on it.
Well, but the dwarves don't have to do it all the time because,
Yes.
in my mind at least, if you swear by your beard, right?
good
Like
enough.
the idea being that you have to cut a bit of your beard off if you break that pact. But if people don't have beards, that's when.
Yeah, that's when you, have to spit on
gotta
the stone.
do so you can swear by the stone.
So it would be in
Okay.
kind of the trader area, you know, it would be kind of where they would intermingle. You know, we've really gotten to the
This
bottom
is
of this,
in-depth, real lore stuff, guys.
and I'm going to keep it.
Cough.
It's going to
All
come
right.
up.
Perfection.
I made a note. It's there.
Yes.
It's
If
sort
we
of
made
like-
first edition merch, the spit rock would be.
Yes.
In like some traveler's guide to the first someday in the future after the land has all been
Oh
reclaimed
my
and stuff.
God.
Right.
There's a thing about dwarven villages, and if you're an outsider visiting, and it's like, be careful in the trading districts, you might get spit on your shoes. Like, you might just get spit on if you don't keep an eye out.
So
You gotta
so many of
watch
those
out.
warning wet floor signs in the
Yeah.
Ew.
Watch out for the camels. They spit.
warning negotiations have been made here
Just-
recently. Watch your step.
It just makes me think of going to a concert and drunk people with their beer, like waving it around, and so you get just beer all over
Yeah.
you.
Mm.
Beer showers. Yep.
Yep.
Well, Donald, you know, nods along with it, and he starts, you know, gathering other materials. He seems to be going to make this a reality. And One Eye just, you know, he kind of gravely nods along and says, "Okay, you know, I want to make sure that this is equitable to all of us because I don't. Yeah, and he seems to really break a little bit of his character here. I don't want to, you know, cheat you out of any money. All I want to do is do what I was supposed to be doing this whole time. That's it.
You're so nice.
But he says, "All right, you know, I have the gill here. I can get that to you." Then he says, I think most of you are from around here, but you know, you could go over to the markets. You could go over to the Crystalline Mean if you need anything custom." He says that he has a job already, but he doesn't really have a whole bunch of information on it. But he also, you know, stops and says, "But there's a bunch of people who need help, and I think that not everybody's going to come to me yet. They don't know who I am. So you could go look around if you'd like to as well. I know the guard needs help. They were talking about something about a wolf. I don't know. But
Oh,
whatever you can do. Now, of course, I won't pay you for those because you didn't go through me. But you'll probably get paid otherwise. I'm not trying to make it so that you only work for me. That doesn't even make sense." But he reaches, you know, kind of below the desk to a box that he had nearby, and he takes out a few link
Candy?
pearls. Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, no, don't eat these.
I appreciate that there's a not a non-compete clause. That's nice.
Yeah, it's good, you know. right? We've learned recently that that's really important for employee negotiation. You know, non-compete, not arbitration. You know, I'm not saying anything about certain video game company or
Anyway.
anything. Anyway,
What are these video game companies you're talking
right,
about?
exactly.
Is that part of the job
I
or?
thought this was an adventurers guild. What in the world?
What are we doing again? But he produces some link pearls to give to you so that you can.
What did
stay
you
in
decide
contact.
to call it? Just totally interrupts everything. Just like, what did you call it? Because when you get link pearls, you have to tell them what it's called.
That is very true.
Aldino's like,
Yep.
shit.
Oh no, I already have the name, and you're just
Okay.
gonna hate it. One eyes. Just 2 words. One eyes.
So
Yeah, that's awful. That's bad.
I need to break out of the game for just a second because this is hilarious to me because my wife was this huge fan of this K-pop group called Eyes One, and now that's
great.
all I'm gonna be able to think about now.
I just don't get it. What, you're just expecting us all to wear an eye patch or something, or do we all need to?
I would prefer to
I mean,
use both of my eyes while taking on dangerous jobs.
He
you
looks-
could have literally said something like the Watchers or the
Like, you say the
Dead
Watch-
Eyes or
He's just kind of like, those are better names. I didn't know that they.
You can
Needed
rename
one?
it.
I tell you what. We'll think about it. All right, we'll go with this for now, but we'll think about it. If you find a better name, because this is just going to be the one between you and I, right? No one else that is under my employ will be on this one. So, I mean, we can name it whatever we'd like to. That's why the
For
name is
best
so bad.
friends.
Yeah, you guys can talk about it. I mean, I'm fine either way. But
Okay. Yeah, we'll think about that.
okay.
definitely think about it. Mm-hmm.
He looks a little bit heartbroken, just a little bit, just like
I'm not
Oh no!
not
Don't
sorry.
get too down. Don't get too
It's-
down. I mean, not everyone can have a perfect idea the first time, you know? Same with brewing. You gotta take your time. You gotta try a whole bunch of different things. A few of them gonna fall flat. You're still gonna learn something. And now that one is maybe it did fall flat, yeah, but it will be all right.
We could leave it. I thought that this would be the name for your guild, and that's not a good name for your guild, but it's an okay name for a link pro with just the 4 of us on it.
Well, except you'd think maybe it'd be ears or something related to hearing instead of seeing with one eye on a link. You know what? It's fun. Well, yeah.
What
you
about
do
4
you wanna do.
eyes?
he actually says out loud, you know, he's kind of looking down at the desk and he says, I thought about 6 eyes. Wait, there's 8. That's literally what he says.
You name it, whatever you want to name it.
I just
We're
gotta say under
you
my
know,
breath, I'm like, you can't even name things and you want to run a guild.
I'll just do like this. It's 6 eyes.
Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. The link shall coming soon to a guild near you.
I would screen share, but I don't want to break anything, but this is legitimately what I have written down. This entire conversation almost. That you were going to give him crap.
It's like he knew.
Oh, I see. You read the astrologian cards ahead of time. Mm-hmm.
But so he gives you that link pearl, and he also gives you 5,000 gil in a small
What color
sack.
is it?
What color is the link pearl?
Uh-huh.
Oh, he went with the standard kind of, that electric kind of blue.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Merritt's rolling.
What?
Oh, boy.
I'm sorry, I clicked on the chest because I thought it would take me to my inventory.
Oh,
Just to do percentage rolls. So apologies.
It's all
I was like,
good.
oh
I'm just
man,
glad that
she
macro's there.
Merritt really doesn't like that link shot.
I just thought, I was like, oh, she's doing like an internal conflict type thing. Because, yeah, that's what it's for, you know? Like, am I going to do this or that? It's kind of like flipping a coin. I like those. But he does hand over the 5,000 gil, so please write that down somewhere, wherever you're keeping it. he says, so about that job, right? I don't. It's a job. It's always good when it starts that way, right?
No.
Well, so someone came in here in tears saying something about Dracos in Northern Lakeland. I don't know. Have you guys ever seen in one of those? Zumi, you've definitely seen a Draco.
Okay. Will you remind me what
Yes,
they are?
definitely. So if you cast your mind back to the actual video game, just in the north of Lakeland, there are these dragons that are gray. They're called gray Dracos. And when you fight them, they kind of stand up
Okay.
and their wings are really
They go,
beautiful.
"Woof." Yeah.
Right. So there was someone who ran in here, a woman who was very distraught over gremlins stealing gray Draco eggs. I don't know. She wanted to pay. So that's something. She said she'd be over by the wandering stairs. You'll probably be able to hear her crying. I'm not
How
entirely
long
sure
has
if
she
she's.
been there?
Oh, she came by just before you guys did.
Okay.
Like maybe about 30 minutes.
Poor lady been standing there like 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
unfortunate.
The life of a quest NPC is a hard one.
Yeah. It really is. Well, you guys stayed at the bar for a while. You could have been in there when she ran in.
You said something about the garden wolves, and then this poor crying woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
And-
Dracos.
Whatever else, I'm sure you've talked to people. I don't know, maybe someone at this Big Eric's needs help. I don't know. It's really up to you guys. I will keep my ears open. I'm also still investigating the Nightshades. Anytime I hear anything about that, I'll contact you guys via the link pearl.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds good. Merritt's just kind of like grinning at one
Yeah.
eye. Just grinning at him. Just like big grin. Just like
Uh,
just staring him down from beneath their helmet.
What are you doing?
Not
he's
much.
alright. You think he's alright? You're alright. You're alright. Is the thing.
He's not
You
doing
know,
much with that
you're
roll.
strange. You're a strange man, but you're alright.
She leans over down to Merritt. Did I tell you he admitted he liked us?
He said that to you.
Yeah.
Do you like us?
I really think gremlins enjoy the taste of eggs. So if
That's
I were
not-
you,
You're changing the subject. I'm gonna add this in as an addendum. You had to talk with Zumi, but I didn't hear. I said you're all right. What do you think about me?
Donald is now laughing in the corner. It's very low, but he definitely is laughing. He says, "Yeah, it's we'll talk about it. We'll definitely talk about it. I got to work on a contract really quickly and get. Does it? I'll ask Donald about the stone. We'll make sure that it's the right kind of stone. But yeah, so I'll see you guys when you come back.
Merritt does do the equivalent of what would be a like a really too hard shoulder slap, like in a sense of camaraderie,
Yeah.
but at whatever height she is able to do that. She'll just
Smacks
booty
his
slap.
give
knee.
him
Yeah.
probably a booty
Booty slap.
slap. It's got to be a booty
Yeah.
slap, right?
Yeah, be like,
Okay.
the upper
and-
quarter of the thigh,
Like an attaboy.
lower. Yeah, an attaboy.
She does an attaboy booty slap. And she goes, all right, well, you can say it when you feel like it, but keeping your emotions in does nobody no good.
I love it.
Oh my god.
Well, he kind of, is shaken a little bit by the slap there.
Can't
it's not a
imagine
real
why.
slap, but yeah, just a little bit. Moves him a little bit.
She's strong. She got
Dwarves are
strong arms.
Strong and dense too. Like, you can't move them. So, but with that, he kind of fiddles around with papers on his desk. Kind of asks Donald to come over. Starts talking about anything.
How about them Mets?
Right. He's kind of like, hey, did you get these TPM reports signed? Because we really need.
Have you sent out those memos about the TPS reports?
Yeah.
I'll get you another copy.
I wanted to
of
be a
that
little
memo.
bit different. Yeah.
Just go for it. Just
Yeah, I know. I should have. Lean right into it. Yeah, these TPS reports.
Also, Donald, by the way, I'm gonna have to ask you to come in on Saturday. And
what would you say you
Sunday.
do here?
Yeah.
He's not mean to Donald. It's okay.
Right now, I install
gosh.
shelves and
Yeah.
have my boss distract me because he doesn't want to admit he has emotions. But you know,
Some people just
I like how Donald's
aren't
becoming
good
the
with
straight man.
sharing.
I love Donald so much. As they start out the door, Merritt does go, "You're all right too, Donald. We'll spit on it when we get back, all right? All right." Drop those contracts. She starts
kinda-
towards the door.
Yeah, he gives a friendly wave. All right, well. So you have to see someone about some eggs. The guard
As
might
we're-
have some trouble. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. As we're walking out, I'm just like, why does this lady care about Draco eggs? I want to know that.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. It's like the circle of life, you guys. Why?
Do we know
Mhm.
what like Draco eggs would be used for?
Zumi, could you roll me a knowledge nature? You would be the one
Sure.
to know, or at least to be able to speculate.
I know about animals.
I think you're the only one with it trained. If anyone else does have nature checkbox, then you can roll as well. But I think you're the only one. 16. Nice. So Zumi, casting your mind back, knowing about Dracos and kind of, yes, they're beautiful. People, make things out of them. But gremlins, yeah, they like eggs. It's not really a big deal. Like,
Hmm.
honestly, a gremlin versus a Draco, you're not sure that the gremlin's going to win.
Maybe they're giant gremlins.
Yeah, it could be. But
That's a
yeah,
good
it just
point.
rings wrong to you in some way. But yeah, if you, I'm just assuming that you relay that.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
We can go ask
Cool.
her
I mean,
about
like,
it.
think about
Yeah.
it. They're ugly and gross and stuff, but they're just basically a puffball with legs, right? So how are they gonna fight a dragon thingy?
I mean, I feel a bit of kinship with them, if I'm being honest. Though they are rude
No,
blighters.
they're not a
They're rude.
puffball.
They're rude. I mean, yeah, but sometimes you can tackle things bigger than you, but it does seem a bit odd.
I wonder what they look like wet. You know, like when you see a cat and it's wet and it's fluffy, but it's like a rat,
Is there something I could roll to see whether or not, or something you would
Sure.
equate to see whether or not I had seen possibly a wet gremlin before in my life? Because I mean, I feel as though I've probably been in and out of the surrounding area. And I've traveled a fair bit, and do you think it'd be possible that this might be something I would have seen?
Yeah, I think so. What was your background? I forget. What do we pick for that? You were like a guild artisan, right? Because you were making beer or something.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you're a member of a guild.
Yes.
I'll give you roll a history real quick. I mean, it's just
Okay.
+0, so it's a D20, but
Okay. I'm gonna expect you to take this time to think about what
That's
gremlins
fine.
look like when they're wet.
I definitely will explain it to you. If you know,
Great.
I definitely will explain it to you.
Okay. You said history check.
Yep.
Oh, I'm not good at that. So
Well, oh boy.
I don't know think
Uh,
about anything.
So I have
Mhm.
history.
Yeah. Yeah, see if you've ever seen one. Basically,
Let's-
everyone tries to remember what a gremlin wet looks like.
Boom!
Aha.
I have seen those gremlins wet.
Okay. Well, Merritt, you remember there was one time, you were drinking, but yeah, whatever. I mean, that's like, could have been yesterday. Could have been
That's
today.
all the time.
Yeah. But it was night, and it was outside of a pub somewhere near Amarang, right? It was deserty. You remember that. And there was this weird, hairy thing, definitely wet. You don't quite think it was a gremlin?
One time when I was in Amarang, I was drinking, but that's beside the point. I walked outside and I saw one. I swear, Zumi, I swear to you, I saw a sopping wet gremlin. Looked like, I don't know. A bit like, when, a bit like when you're in a house or something, it's not been swept up very much, and then you get a big clump of, fur and hair and dust and that sort of thing. But like that, as though somebody had dumped that into water and then just rolled it about in the sand. I mean, it could been that something just died out there. It could have been, and then it rained on it, and maybe that was just a bit of it. But I'm fair certain it was a gremlin and it was wet. It was wet. There.
Mm. Well,
Okay.
Aiden, when you cast your mind back, you're like, no, definitely not. Yeah, there's no way. They don't go. What? How would it get wet down there in the desert? And also, they're not native to there. But you know, you can do whatever you want with that part of the knowledge. But in your history role, yeah, you have seen a wet gremlin. You were traveling through Lakeland one day, and you know they usually stay away from people unless you approach them, and then they just hurt you emotionally.
Well, they couldn't see me because the hair was over their eyes because of the wetness. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, a wet gremlin is basically, if you could imagine one of those like furry koosh balls, you know what I mean? Right? One of those fuzzy ones. If you were to get that wet, it kind of gets heavy, you know, hangy, like it's like matted down. Yeah. So imagine a gremlin with matted down fur that really accentuates how beefy their arms are. Their tiny little arms are really beefy. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Also, their legs. They do not skip legs there.
To me.
They do not skip legs there.
Like a wet meatball with buff arms.
You asked for this.
It's true.
You challenged me.
We were just here minding our own business, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, what's a wet gremlin look like? 10 minutes
never know what you
later,
might
now
explore.
we know.
I'm not sorry. I'm not.
I'm
Don't
not
mind
either.
me while for the rest of this session, I MS Paint a picture of a gremlin with just the beefiest
First fan
arm.
art.
Oh my
First
god.
fan art of the session. A wet gremlin.
Oh
Please,
my god.
someone make this a reality. Oh my goodness. Well, I definitely didn't write that down. I
Send
didn't
your
have that prepared.
drawings to us on Twitter, Aetheryte Radio. Thank you for the wet gremlin drawings with the beefy arms. All right.
So, assuming Aiden passes
Yeah.
this along, Jimmy's like, oh, okay, all right, okay. Do you guys know they don't have noses?
They do not.
Oh, I didn't know that. But I could have sworn.
That's probably better because I don't know if I was a wet gremlin, I don't know that I would want to smell that.
Sure.
I could have sworn to you the one I saw in Almarang did. Big old honking nose on that one, probably. Yeah.
You actually just created Eorzean Chupacabra. I want you to know.
My gosh.
Norvrandian chupacabra.
Yeah.
There are goats out there for a Norvran Chupacabra to suck, so
Yeah,
it's fine.
there really are.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna make a
What
note.
lore we create.
I feel really good about all the lore we've made today. I feel like it's been a really beneficial session in
Yeah,
that regard.
definitely.
Yeah.
Look,
but
if
you guys-
Square's
I guess
not
you're
making that
one.
Encyclopedia Norvrant, we can.
Yeah, that's right. It's gonna.
They better
It'll be
hurry
in
up before we
crayon?
make it all canon. Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be
Comic
in
Sans
crayon.
font. It'll be great.
I can't do that, and you can't do that.
We'll have
either.
illustrations of gremlins with buff arms.
Oh,
They
man.
would take my degree away from me.
I'm now imagining like the bit with Morin talking about the Warrior of Light, but it's just a gremlin picture instead. Like, just here's a picture that I've had from the ages about the Warrior of Light. Flips to the wrong page. Wet gremlin. That was for other
Yes.
research.
It's
The
in, it's in
next time
crayon.
we're-
It's in crayon
Yeah.
written over on top of like some very important Vilbrant stuff. Just
The next time we're allowed to submit like
Yeah.
interview questions, if like we are able to interview Oda or something like that, just put a question that's like, what do gremlins look like when they're wet?
Oh my goodness. Well,
Ah,
this is the conversation you have on the way
Oh my
to
God.
find this distraught woman about these eggs. Anything else you want to talk about before you get there? I
I'm
mean, it's fine.
completely fulfilled right now.
Okay.
I
I
think Merritt
glad.
does check in with Zumi just a little bit, like how
Sure.
you feeling? You need any water? Staying hydrated is very important when you drink.
I'm fine.
You know what?
that wasn't very convincing.
Have some water, just a sip or two, just a sip or two. And she holds up one of her flasks, this one which contains water.
Mhm.
Wow, just on cue, just right there with the beverage.
Hey,
That's impressive.
makes sense to me. I'm
Does
just
a little bit
imagining
of
you
the like.
eventually.
No, no, you. No, no. Okay.
Just a little
Just
bit.
imagining eventually with like a barrel backpack, just ready to refresh anyone at any time, including yourself. But as you get over to the wandering stairs, which I will switch us back to,
You guys ever
It's-
think about where they're going?
Where who's going?
The wandering stairs.
I was waiting.
Merritt, do you have any more of that water? I think we really need to.
I do, yeah. You know what? Have a few more. Have a few more sips, love. Have a few more. Jim passes it back up.
Well, as
So
get
you
there,
never think about it? Like never?
No.
No, no, not until now. Now I am. Now I am. You know what?
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
if you
it's a
look
good
at
question.
those ones over there, like the ones over in the
Mary.
whatever it's called.
The Zedra?
The pendants.
Oh,
yeah.
There's actually like a
Yeah.
big old spiral staircase. Like
Mhm.
those ones kind of wonder where are these ones going.
Merritt's looking around, just eyes keen,
Yeah.
trained, looking anywhere for this woman that might be the one that would give them
Well,
information.
you see over in a shadier, and I don't mean as far as like bad place, but from
There's
the
a
sun.
tree.
Yeah, exactly. Corner, you see a rather posh-looking elf woman who is fanning herself. She looks definitely like maybe she's from Yulmore. Just the way that she's dressed. Sitting at a table alone, seemingly drowning her sorrows in a very posh drink. Rook, you think that that's some sort of wine? Definitely. From where you're looking, it's a white wine. Definitely posh.
Okay, I scent the air,
Uh-huh.
see, and I train my eye upon it as we get closer.
Yeah.
What would you like me? Is there anything I can roll to learn more about this specific wine?
Oh, absolutely. I think that. I'm just gonna have you use your insight for this.
Sure, great.
You'll use your wisdom of the ways of brewing
Okay.
to figure it out. It's not book knowledge because you got to do. Oh God, this is great. This is good.
Look,
I got a
Merritt
nat
is an ale person, okay? Not so much a wine person.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
There might be tannins in that. No, it's a white one.
As you're
Oh, cruel world.
as you get over there and you're like looking at the white wine, you think, no, that's definitely from Yulmore. I have no idea what they put in that nonsense. I don't even know what it's made out of. In fact, it's an affront to me that she's drinking this here. You're a little bit like, yeah, I don't like this woman. Maybe that's what you get. You're like, this is nothing that anyone should be drinking. I don't want to tell you how to feel, but you definitely understand from this that this is something that no one should be drinking. This woman has very poor taste.
Attempt a sleight of hand.
Yeah, certainly.
I'm gonna try and.
Oh yeah, there we go.
I'm gonna snag the glass and take a sip of it.
Wow.
All right. So you approach this woman who's drowning her sorrows. You sniff around. Grab, and you just take a big swig or a little sip.
I'm gonna reach up and
Yeah.
scoop
just
it
grab
to me.
This
and
little
like
hand
one
just like
very
comes up from the
swift
table
little
and just.
hand, I'm gonna grab it.
Yeah.
And you know what? She will just take a sip because
Okay.
she's looking upon it disdainfully. She will take a sip. Is it better or worse than I expected?
It's a little bit better than you expected, but it's some sort of weird florally nonsense that you just do not enjoy. To you, it tastes like what you would expect her perfume to taste like.
Okay, I throw it on the floor.
Yes.
And I clamber up onto the stool next to her.
Okay. Well, that breaks her kind of reverie as she's just kind of wistfully thinking about maybe the world. Glass shatters. She looks over and you're face to face with her, standing on the stool. And she kind of is taken aback and she says, "Oh, What happened?
We're making a
Say-
music video for Throw It on the Ground, and
Yes.
you have just been
My dad's not a foe.
I look at her dead, just dead in the face, and I go, "It was an accident." And
I think we need a persuasion roll.
I pat her on the shoulder, and I say, "But in all honesty, I'm doing you a service. I'll do you something right proper. Something way better. No wonder you're so sad. You look so gloomy. You can tell us about your troubles over a much better drink."
I just
All
want
right.
you to know that's the episode title. It was an accident.
I love it. Because you continued to talk, I'm not gonna have you roll anything. I think you negotiated the situation
it.
already.
Sold
Okay.
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
You sold it. I think that's good. She's just so taken aback. Like, what? But she says, what? Oh, well. Oh, okay. Are you from? She thinks back. One Eye? Are you the people that he said would come and contact me? He said you were kind of. She doesn't want to say the word.
He
She
likes
trails
us.
off.
He likes us.
I sense this, and I take a step forward, and I say, yes, we're from One Eye. What what can we do to help?
She was looking at Merritt, and she turns and she faces all of you, and immediately she brightens. But you can definitely sense some manic energy going on here. It's the Dracos. You have to save them.
I kind of raise my eyebrow. I'm like, why do we need to save them? Like, what, why?
These horrible. Ugh, she doesn't even want to describe them. Gremlins or whatever these people call them. Definitely a lot of contempt in these people. They're attacking the poor Dracos. They're so beautiful. I don't know how anyone can sit idly by and just let this happen.
So does this woman work for PETA, or like what?
You're getting a vibe that maybe she's new to the area. Definitely. That's about the first vibe that you get, but she is very insistent that someone needs to help them.
Why do you want to save the Dracos though? Like why, like
This world has such little beauty left. She's banging the table. With a bit more force than you thought she was capable of. She was really incensed about this. That's it there. She kind of trails off after there's so little beauty left in the world.
I have so many questions that I shouldn't
Right.
ask. I kind of lean over to Zumi and Merritt and go, I don't know about this one.
I lean over and very specifically, very quietly whisper to him, "This is free money."
We would still have to like do work though. That's not free. Free money was what One Eye just gave us. That was free money.
No, this is free money.
We just have to punch some gremlins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems
That's
easy
working
enough.
though. There are things involved that we need. That's not free
Hey,
money.
but how much are you paying?
I like how you just cut through. She says, a full half of my life savings. That makes nothing. That makes no sense.
And-
to you.
And she
I kind of
looks
lean in
directly at
and
Aiden
I go, we're gonna need an actual numerical amount.
Right. So she kind of reaches into a bag she has. She's fumbling through some paper, and she looks at a piece of paper, kind of like this is the first time she's really looked at it, and looking at the number, and she's like, 20,000 gil?
Oh yeah, we'll do. Yeah, we'll do. Yeah.
Can
yeah,
I
yeah.
see what else is on the paper?
Yeah, definitely. Roll me a perception to try and see it sneakily. I'll just stick with perception. See where you can see it from there. Yeah. All right.
It's weird
With
that,
your special
it shows
eyes.
up on my screen, but then it takes a while for the roll to show up.
Interesting. There might
on
be a little
the-
bit of a delay.
Yeah, I'm not sure because it doesn't show the dice either. It just comes up in the.
Weird.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah,
you
we'll
might have
figure
to
that out.
set. You might have to set your settings to so the dice can be seen by everybody else. No, actually, I saw your dice. So
I've
let's
seen
hear.
everybody else's
just
dice on
observe.
the observer,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
What's up, observer?
Yeah, we'll figure that out. I mean, the dice part is good. I mean, we can hear it now, though.
Yeah, if anyone
But,
was like, is there sound there? Yeah, it's not showing up at all. What the heck? That's so
I don't know.
strange. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, do you have to have it active? It probably will.
Yes,
Spam all of the dice.
You do have to have it active.
Okay, we'll figure out a way
That's-
around that.
That's why. Okay. We figured it out, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm running just behind the scenes. I'm running like 2 instances of the game to
Yeah.
like one for my personal character, one for the stream. So,
Yeah.
but
yeah,
we
sorry about
figured it
that. We'll
out.
figure that out.
It's all good.
But
yeah, we have dice sounds now. Yay, we fancy.
yeah, with your special eyes. I just wanted to say that.
Sight beyond sight.
Yeah, exactly. You can see that on that piece of paper, there's kind of a breakdown of finances. You can see that definitely she holds something, some sort of account somewhere. You can't really see very well from here, but definitely says something about Yulmore. But you can see that there is a number on that sheet, and it does say 40,000 from what you can see.
Mm,
So
Okay.
it looks to be correct, at least from that piece of paper.
okay.
Can I do a
Mhm.
roll to see if I know anything about what happens to people's valuables in Yulmore?
Sure, yeah.
What do you want me to roll?
Right, I would have to tell you what the roll too. Like, I think that
History.
is probably, yeah, I would guess history to search your memory banks, which you are good at. So
Drunk
Unless
or
you roll
not?
a 1. Oh, that's true. She is
Yeah.
drunk.
that's true. I'm not gonna make it any harder unless you do dexterous activity. If you were trying to sleight of hand or stealth, yeah, you better believe it. Yeah. So you're thinking back. So you've heard a bit about Yulmore, of course. You were from a small fishing village, so you weren't quite from Yulmore. However, from what you've heard about Yulmore, yeah, only certain people were let in. They were rich beyond belief. But they were being paid while they were there. They still had to exchange money. It wasn't quite a free ride, which is why there's still artisans and things like that. That's how it still had to work. From at least current events, yeah, Yulmore is kind of weird now, right? You know, the Warrior of Darkness really changed that place. So you're not quite sure how it works now, but it checks out mostly that someone from there would have this much money. It would probably be in a bank.
All right.
Yeah.
To be like,
Yes, the
files
Yulmore
that
and
away
Bank.
for herself and doesn't say anything.
Yeah. The Bank of
The Bank of
It's like the Castle Og or whatever. Also Mighty Python. But anyway. So yeah, it seems to check out to your memory banks.
Okay.
Merritt like looks at the other two, sees that they seem to
Yeah.
be like, she's like, yep, like I said, we'll do it. So you just want us to chase off the gremlins?
She stops. I hadn't really thought about that. How does this usually I don't, and you can see her kind of thinking through this. I don't want you to bring back a part of them for any sort of I don't know. I
You don't
know if I
want
can
like a
handle
little
that.
beefy gremlin like arm necklace.
If Aiden does say that out loud or something like that.
I say that and I look at Merritt and just kind of like grin.
Merritt like snort laughs.
She just goes, beefy?
When you get them wet, apparently you can see all their muscles. I've learned a lot with these folks.
You can see her
I'm
visibly
thinking-
recoil.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
of those Stretch Armstrong dolls.
Yeah.
They have like the slim body and like the real big arms.
I actually have
Now I'm
one of
thinking
those
Trogdor.
somewhere. Yes.
like Trogdor.
One big arm. Well,
So they're related to a Stinian?
right.
God.
The Sinian doesn't burninate the small plot cottages.
It's true. Not right now. That was his
So,
past.
yes.
Yeah.
Zumi mentions that when I had mentioned to them something about eggs. Do you want us to do something about the eggs? You were worried about eggs?
She says that's the best idea. Maybe. And she's like, I've got an idea. I'm gonna talk to a friend that I have at the Rookery. And if you could just save, I don't know, 5 eggs? I'm not entirely sure. I think, yes, I think that works. If you could bring them back to me, we'll keep them here so that we could at least keep the species alive. She's completely deadpan. She
So
thinks that they're
sort
going
of-
to die.
So sort of fetch quest kind of situation then. Yeah. Easy.
It's like when you
Step-
go to the Fate and you avoid the mobs entirely, but like pick up the items and turn
Yes.
them in.
Right?
Merritt is gonna take the opportunity and like try to wave a like bartender, somebody down to place a drink order for the woman.
Yes.
Would that be another insight to try and figure out like what drink would actually
what kind of
be perfect for
palate
her?
does she have?
Please do.
Yeah, to determine the
Yeah.
palate.
You would roll at advantage for this, so I think you hold shift. Or just click it again.
Oh, hold on, yeah, I'll click it.
While she's doing this,
Yeah.
Zumi definitely leans back over to Aiden
Nice.
like, free money.
With I thought it was a 17. Well,
Ah,
it's still
me
a
too.
roll.
It's
I
okay.
order
They weren't
a
great.
big glass of water for Zumi.
Yeah.
At
Well-
this point, she's stopped trying to argue and just drinks it.
Yeah. You know, a moderately tall, kind of tan skin elf woman with silver hair comes over, takes your order. From your insight, you think that this woman definitely would be more of a sour type of person, if anything. You know, if there are any ciders here, maybe. From any fruit, just something with a little bit more meat, right? So
Okay.
maybe
Why do you
a
want
sour,
meat
maybe
in your
something like a
drink?
ghost. A little bit more feel to it.
Now I'm
but not
imagining like
quite.
a Buffy gremlin arm as like a drink garnish just hanging over the rim of the glass.
Why are we still making? Now we're gonna make a drink too.
No!
Oh, that drink would be a very
Oh.
weird shade of like white. It's gonna be. I don't know. I'm not putting milk or non-dairy creamer into it. Like that's never a good idea. So I don't know.
You're the one
We're just
talking
gonna-
about
Like clumps?
meats and drinks. This isn't
Yeah,
on me.
exactly.
This is on you.
What has science wrought?
Only the best.
Exactly.
Okay, so either like a sour or some sort
Like
of fancy
cidery.
hard cider.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe there's a good.
Like a lambic, maybe.
Ooh, lambic. Do they do like pear lambics?
Yeah, definitely. You
Yeah.
could find one
Okay.
here.
Maybe there's like a pear lambic that has like a really good. They put like some honey in it or something that was
Mm.
it was just so good. It was like one of the last. I don't know, because honey can be preserved for a long time. Like
Yeah.
one of the last batches of a region that got consumed by light. And it's
There we
like
go.
really expensive, but Merritt knows that if anybody can foot the bill, it's probably this woman. So she's just gonna order it.
Yeah, you're ordering for her, not
Yeah.
not
Put it-
for her.
put it on her
but
tab.
For her.
Just put it on. Merritt's like, yeah, put it on a tab. Thanks. Good to see you. Hope you've been well.
She says that okay. And yeah, I've been pretty good. Thank you. And she'll just take the when she comes over, she doesn't notice that the glass is shattered on the floor, first and foremost. Until she's taking the order, and then she looks down and she looks up.
And then Mary goes, yeah, put that on her tab too.
It was an accident.
She does look.
It was an
she does look at you,
accident.
Merritt.
Oh, Merritt does feel a little guilty.
Sure.
She does say again, it was an accident. But then she like takes one gill out of her pocket and like puts it into like the apron pocket and kind of like.
Yeah.
"So,
The serper kind of leans over to you and says, "She's insufferable anyway."
she is.
And kinda
yes,
walks
she
up.
is.
Walks away. So she's gonna go get your pear lambic from who knows?
Golden,
We'll figure
the golden pear. That's
Yeah, there
I'm
we
gonna
go.
call it that. The golden
There you
pear.
it out. All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh, the
Just
golden
making
pear.
so much lore. It's good. At least it's being recorded so I can remember this. Thank you for that. Not that I need to remember anything. Of course, I keep it all in my brain at all times.
Yeah.
So she's coming back with a drink soon. So yeah, she says, "Okay, I'll go over to a friend I have at the Rookery. We'll make a space for them. Bring me back 5 of their eggs to keep them safe from the gremlins. I think that could work. She's going to pay you 20,000 gil. That of course, you'll split however way you want.
Before we
Hopefully
agree to this, do
equally.
we know how big these eggs are?
Sure. Zumi.
Yes.
Yeah. You can make it up. It's up to you. I'll go with
Because there's
you had such
only
a high
3 of us,
history
and
or
she wants
knowledge
5
nature.
eggs. We need to be able to carry these
Yeah.
Okay.
without them being too much of a burden. I don't want this to be like a monster hunter go grab an egg and then take it back to the starting camp, and it's like this huge
Yeah.
thing.
Do you ask actually ask out loud? Mr.
Oh,
Aiden?
Aiden.
Yeah,
You asked, yeah.
I'll ask Zumi. Yeah, how big are these eggs? Is 5 reasonable? You think?
She just kind of holds up her hands. It's like the size of her.
Okay,
Yeah, not so bad.
that's not bad.
No.
All right,
Yeah, should be easy
Yeah.
enough.
20,000. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. I mean, you say Monster Hunter, and I'm just saying that in Monster Hunter, anytime you have to go get an egg and there's no other thing to do in the quest, it's always the easiest quest. Don't even worry about it. Don't even think about what else could happen. Not at all.
Because it will.
It's fine.
She
Yeah, no,
does
it's
start to
exciting.
But we should make sure that we have something to carry them in that's padded.
Good plan.
If they knock into each other, they'll crack. If they knock into other things, they'll crack. They're
Mhm.
kind of strong, but not that strong.
Sure.
Merritt is impressed, not only by your knowledge, but your ability to recall it while drunk. It's like,
Yeah.
She turns, takes a step, and falls on her face. Okay.
Oh boy.
Merritt hops down from the stool and is like patting her and helping her up. Like, it's all right, happens to the best of us.
The woman is just
The
Go ahead.
stairs wandered. The stairs moved.
That's the answer to your question.
Yeah.
That's where they
Just
wandered to,
enough.
right there.
Yeah. Just enough to fall.
the woman who you're speaking to, you don't have her name just yet. I was like, have I given you a name? No one's asked yet. That's fine.
Nope.
But she's
Her
kind of
name's
watching
Miss
the thing.
Moneypants. That's her
Miss
name.
Moneypants. She's not wearing pants. She's wearing some sort of very, not quite ornate, but definitely ornately dyed dress. Kind of a little bit of the high fashion you would imagine from an elf and Yulmore. So she watches you fall down.
So it's gaudy.
Yeah, a little bit.
It was the
she
last
watches you
in
fall down.
Vaubertian fashion.
Yeah, it's very purple,
Mhm.
But she watches you fall down, and she's like, "Well, okay. It'll be fine." She tells herself this.
I help Merritt pick Zumi up, and I go, she's fine. We got this.
Okay.
And then
okay.
say that we'll go grab the eggs for you, and then we
Okay.
kind of pull them, and before Zumi falls on her face again.
So she says, "Okay, just ask for me at the Rookery. I'm Erlane."
Erlane.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a familiar name.
I made it up a while ago, so I don't know. It is very elven, though.
Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I mean, that's probably why it sounds familiar.
So is there where I guess as we start to walk away,
Yeah.
Zumi's like, we should We should go to the rookery first and get maybe.
That sounded good. That was like a legit hiccup. Like that was
Very good. It's
That was.
skillfully done.
I thought it was real for a minute. I was like, oh my god, the timing of
maybe
this.
they have a basket or something that they put eggs in. We could borrow it or something.
That's a good idea. Zumi, please.
I just
open
want
your
you guys
character
to
sheet.
know. I just want you guys to know, like,
Yeah.
as a preface to Zumi having all these good ideas, I have super good ideas when I'm drunk.
Yeah, this is
but
true.
usually they come out like, my thought is, oh, there's that chicken place open. We could get that. But it comes out as chicken.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a translation step, but it's usually a good
Mhm.
thing to do.
Yeah.
But for that idea, Zumi,
Yes.
I have given you inspiration.
Oh.
Ooh.
It's not something that I was going to trap you with. No, not at all. I mean, you could just hold eggs in your hands, right? That makes it easy, right?
Totally.
I
I mean,
mean,
she's
you know, it's
spitting
low-hanging
fish
fruit.
anyway. She doesn't need her hands. She's
Right.
Just
I don't
eat them.
want to. Yeah, I don't want to. Let's not get into Birdo. I don't know how
But-
those eggs show up. That's
My
fine.
tummy is not a bag of holding. No.
she stops the fish halfway out and just smacks the things with the
Oh
It's
my
now a melee attack.
God.
yeah.
But
See, there we go.
yeah.
Proof
We
of
can always
concept
make it
right
work.
there.
But yeah, so you guys are planning to go to the rookery. So you've talked about this this thing. Did you want to? This is also the time for kind of thinking about what you'd like to do with this money. You know, we could do it in any order and things like that. We do have to level to 3, which will be very easy, and we could do it in between if we wanted to. This is kind of a check to see how much longer we want to go. If we want to continue to the rookery and more stuff, I'm fine with that. I mean, I'll just continue going until people tell me to stop talking to them.
I'm good to
I'm
keep
fine.
going as long as you guys want to.
We could do like another hour.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Make,
Is
and
that
then
cool
make
with
sure
everyone?
make sure we end and get the levels in.
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah, sounds good to me. So, rookery for the whatever container. Anything else you guys wanted to think about now? So we can talk about like armor, any weaponry, things
I
that
have
you
a
were looking
question.
to get. Uh-huh.
Every time he says rookery, do you go, what? Oh.
Yes, a little bit. Yes, yes, I do.
I hadn't even thought about that.
yes. There was some question going around Twitter for a bit that was like, if you were an NPC in Final Fantasy XIV, where would you be positioned? And I immediately was like, obviously, I'd be at the rookery. Like,
Right.
The place we started,
Mhm.
what is it? Exandra?
Etc. Yeah.
Exedra. If you like mix those letters around a little bit, it definitely spells Sinitra.
like the nature, yeah.
Yep. It was meant to be.
It honestly it freaks me out every time I go through them. I'm like, what the? Oh no, that's not.
Right.
Okay.
That's
right.
not
Where's
me.
where's the Fusion X anagram location?
I know. I feel like you'd need to
I
be
don't think
somewhere
there is
Dragoon
one.
related.
I'll figure it out.
Okay. I appreciate
It'll
that.
happen.
Before we talk about gear and stuff, would
Yeah.
it be beneficial to do the leveling stuff first?
Sure.
Maybe, and then take inventory of like what we can do now
Mhm.
and stuff, and
Sure.
then look at gear. That might be the better way to approach that.
Yeah.
Leveling.
It's
break,
probably the
leveling. break.
better flow. All right. Well then, we'll start with you, Aiden,
Oh,
because you spoke up. But so you're going from 2 to 3.
Mhm.
I don't want to like share the document or anything, so we're just gonna talk about it. I will take
That's
you
fine.
on a journey through this document.
I love being
Uh.
taken on journeys.
So, document that I'm looking at, just for people who are wondering, this is the D&D 5e Final Fantasy XIV Companion Guide. You can find it on the subreddit FFXIV X D&D. There's a lot of letters in there, I know. But also, if you search the person who made it, which is Silent Soren, all one word, you can find it. We've had it in descriptions. We'll continue to have it in description. So what this is a full conversion-ish 5th edition with some 14 stuff in there. So as I'm looking at Dragoon, level 3, people who are familiar with D&D 5th edition know that level 3 is usually the time for most jobs. You get that subclass, that archetype. So that's what we're doing right now. So Fusion, the first thing that I do want you to do is roll a d10. Now, the easiest way, I think, might be, I mean, you could do /r space 1d10 if you want. Or I think if you open your sheet, okay,
I'll
this
just
is
do it
easy
that
too.
way. 8.
Okay. All right. We're going to add your Constitution modifier to that, which is 2, so that's a total of 10.
10.
So your HP has gone up 10.
8.
I'll change that for you.
Okay. I appreciate that.
That has made you at half health right now. I'm kidding.
Oh my
But it did.
gosh.
Like when I did that, like your bar went halfway because of course it's half health. But yeah, so that's the first step. Second step. The other thing that you're going to get this level is 1, you'll be able to do your Dragoon Trance 1 more time per day. So for a total of 3 times.
Okay.
So of course your Dragoon Trance lasts for like a minute. You know, if you're in combat, it'll last for a little bit. You get into another combat. That's when you would have been boned. But now you have 3 total, which is
Yay.
nice. But the last thing that you get is to pick your archetype. So we talked about this a bit in between or last time. So for Dragoon, in this conversion, we have 3 different archetypes. Just a quick overview. We have, gotta get to it. The Valkyrie, which is the one that I think we talked about the most.
I think
last
that
time.
is. Yeah, that sounds right.
Right. So Valkyrie is a Dragoon that's more about jumping and flying somewhat, which is kind of cool. If you were to pick that at 3rd level, you would get an ability called Crescent Moon Strikes, which is very good. I like the name of that. Just rolls right off the tongue.
It's good.
Yeah. So this would be beginning at this level when you attack or make the attack action. If there's a creature directly beside the target that you attacked, so let's say you hit it with your glaive, something's right next to it, you can roll against that creature as a bonus action. So this gives you a cleave, basically. So with this second attack, you don't get to add your strength to it because it's just a quick pop, you know?
Sure.
But that'll give you a kind of cleave ability. Now, eventually you would get stuff like flying, like literally being able to fly. That's around 7th level. And other things such as Stardiver at 15th level. We won't get into that. That does sound good, right?
It does. It sounds very appealing.
So the other one is Dragonheart. So these are Dragoons who lean into kind of their draconic origin, which is something that I really wish we could do in game. One day, maybe. So this is where you would get Dragon Breath at 3rd level, or Breath of the Dragon. It's got to be more fancy, right? So you can use a use of your Dragoon's Trance. So remember, you have 3 of those today, or per day. If you used 1 instead of going into the trance, you could breathe some sort of something. Just triple check. Okay. So I think it would give you the ability to basically cast the Dragon's Breath spell. You could choose the element as well. So that's kind of cool. It's like a 15-foot cone. I believe it's 3d6 or 2d6 starting. We would look into it if you were interested in that.
Okay.
But you'd also get stuff like Blind Sight later on, because you have the senses of a dragon. Dark Sight. Let's see, Blood of the Dragon eventually, which I know you want, right? You've got to have Blood of the Dragon. You have to keep uptime on that. Don't you want to?
No.
He wants to fly.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather fly.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I would too. Dragon
I
Slayer.
believe I can fly.
Oh no.
I was thinking Fusion X in the sky.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna choose to fly.
Fusion in the sky with pole arms.
Yeah.
I like
all of
all
those.
of these. I like
See,
all
we're
of
just
these.
warming you up for the musical episode.
There you go. Yeah.
You know,
that's,
I
that's all this
don't
is.
even need to talk about the third one.
No,
Like, honest.
let's just
That's fine.
Let's screw it. Just Valkyrie. Let's do it.
He
Okay.
has chosen.
I'm a fly
All right. So what I'm gonna do
eventually.
is I'm gonna change that for you.
Okay.
Now I've tested this a few times, but now we're doing it live.
Oh God,
So you know what that means.
it's
It's
not,
not
gonna
gonna
work.
work at all.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah, it's like I don't know how to increase your HP. I'm like, you don't have to. That's fine.
Oh, I see.
All
I
right.
saw a thing. It changed.
Yeah,
I think it may
it
have
probably
worked.
changed. So I'm going to give you a shortcut to your new ability, Crescent Moon Strikes. And there you go. You have become level 2 or 3. Now on other levels you get more or less stuff. Level 4 you'll get a lot more stuff. But
Mhm.
this is where you are right now. You have chosen Valkyrie, and it should say that actually right under your name.
It does. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Hey, it worked.
Yay!
Nice.
Isn't it great
So-
when things work? It's the best.
Hey, it's really great. Foundry is cool people who are watching. It's really cool. It is kind of hard to get used to, but it's really cool. We'll go to Zumi next
That's me.
because
I'm
there's a
glad we
bit more.
established that.
there's a bit more for you.
Ooh.
Blue Mages is strange and very interesting. The problem about that is they redid Blue Mage at some point, so I have to go to the newer version of it.
Ooh.
It's better now. It's fine.
What animals can she spit out of her mouth this time?
Yes, right?
Just a
exactly.
Just the
fish.
sea
Just only
bass.
fish.
We can upgrade
Always
from a perch to a sea bass.
It's a
Slightly
sardine.
slightly bigger fish.
At this level, you get a Blue Mage calling, so just like an archetype. Now, this is just you get an ability from what you picked at the beginning, and what you picked was being kind of the knowledgeable Blue Mage, the one who
Yeet.
could understand monsters and kind of like get their stats and kind of know how to deal with them. So you're gonna get that, which is great. You're going to, and this is going to be the longer part. Your spells that you have are all of first level, but at level 3 you have second level spells, so you can repick all of your spells, but we don't have to get into that right now. As second level spells. So basically, this is kind of, if you know about D&D 5th, anyone who's watching, this is kind of like a warlock in that as you level, your very small amount of spell slots, just 2 right now, but you have a big list to pick from, and they're all of that level, right? So you can use any second level or below. A few levels is third level and below. So that's the way it works. It's a little bit confusing, but we'll get through that. And then you also get another monster mimicry. So this is how you have the ability to disguise self and things like that. So you get to pick another one of those. So like I said, it's going to be a little bit more involved. But the first thing of it, just to let you know, is so you've picked basically the lore master Blue Mage, right? So at level 1, you got the ability to think about a monster or look at a monster and then find out things such as if it has a higher strength or lower strength than you, a higher
What
dexterity.
size
or
its
lower
eggs
dexterity.
are.
Right. Constitution score, armor class, current hit points. So you can actually, it took a while at level 1. It took a minute at level 1 to look at a monster and see if its hit points were higher or lower than yours. But at level 3, you can use it as an action in combat or anytime out of combat, because I don't really make you do actions out of combat. You can use that ability to look at any creature, including people, and see how you measure up against their strength, dexterity, constitution, armor class, current hit points, total levels, damage resistances. You get like what they're resistant to, what they're immune to, what they're weak to. Anytime you feel like out of combat, but also as an action in combat. So like, you couldn't attack and do this, but you could look at something and understand it. And also you will gain proficiency in investigation if you already didn't have it, which I believe you did not. So that's going to be good. You're going to get more points to that. There you go. So that's the thing that you're going to get by default. And then the monster mimicry, there's a big list. But if I remember correctly, there was one that we were looking at,
I think
trying
so.
to find it.
I don't remember what it was, but if you do, that's excellent.
I have it written down because I'm, I would
Smart.
forget to. No, I would definitely forget. I would definitely forget. Funnily enough, I remember you thinking about bad breath. And then you also thinking about cactar needles. These are the list of things that stuck out to you.
Okay.
Goblin operations was one that you were thinking about. So I'll explain these, but Goblin Operations was just being able to be good at sleight of hand and stealth. It'll just give you abilities, like skills.
I'm slowly just filling in all of my specialities.
Yeah, exactly, right? Because you already have Mimic's Nature, which is the disguise self. And Gremlin Tongue, funnily enough, how did we get to Gremlin? Which gives you Vicious Mockery. So those were what you were looking at. Once again, we don't have to pick exactly right now. I'm going to level you up. It's going to give you that slot, and we can continue talking about that. Because spells just take a while. If more than one of you had spells, it would be insane to level up. I mean, we're probably not going to do combat, so it's not going to be that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let it drag on. But I'm going to level you up now. So the first thing that I need you to do is roll 1d8. We're going to add your Constitution modifier, which is 2. Yeah, I know. You're a little bit squishier. Oh, don't worry. You'll have maximum envy when we get
That
to
was
Merit.
my question. I'm like, well, she gets an 8. I had a 10.
Yeah. Merit.
7.
Nice. 7 plus 2 is 9. So your max HP now is 19, which I'll change for you.
That's only one worse than you anyway.
Yeah. All right. So you have leveled up in that way. I will level you up through this, give you that level of the class real quick. This is the one that I tested less. I was like, I'll just use Dragoon as the test one. Seems fine.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, yeah. It's fine. Oh, I broke your character like I didn't even know how many times. I made so many copies of you.
Good to...
That sounds just horrifying. Like Emmett Selk. I made
Yeah,
so
it's
many
like-
clones.
So what you didn't know is that Aiden's middle name is Ayanami.
Oh, no.
Ugh,
There we go.
don't like.
Oh, my.
Real quick too. I know I said like another hour, like 10 minutes ago, but we did need to do some planning stuff too.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I know.
let's finish the leveling.
Yeah, we'll finish
and
the
then we'll-
leveling.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about what you might want to have. So we'll start thinking about that, where we need to go for that. So that's it for you. Like I said, we'll pick more spells before we get into the next combat. So moving on to Merit. Our
Hello.
illustrious, very small, but very, very powerful warrior.
Small but mighty.
Right.
Small
Big
but
beefy
mighty.
arms like
Exactly.
a gremlin.
God, that's going to be a thing now.
Cannon.
It is.
Oh,
Look, if we
well,
didn't take 10 to 15 minutes to just talk about wet gremlins, this never would have happened.
it's
I have
That's
no
true.
regrets.
Me too. I regret nothing.
absolutely. So at third level, you get to pick your archetype. So we talked about this before.
Yeah.
I think there's many options, right?
Look at this face.
The look of
Yeah.
knowing.
But there's one that gives you Fellcleave. There's just one of them.
Yeah. Which is really, I mean, are there really any other options?
If there are any warriors in the chat or watching YouTube after this, are there any other options?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
No, I don't think there are.
No. So what that is the archetype called the Beast of Deliverance. I love it. So you, of course, kind of love the beast, that inner beast. You love what it does for you. It's really
Great.
good at negotiation.
It's
It
really
really
cleared
helps
my
you.
skin up.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
really...
definitely. So the first thing you get at third level with this is a little ability that you may be familiar with called Inner Release. So while you're berserked with this, which is, basically a barbarian's rage for people who are more familiar with 5th edition, your weapon attacks score a critical hit on a roll of 19 or 20, not just 20. Now, that sounds like not a lot, right? That doesn't sound like a lot. But, one of the funny things about D&D math and RPG math, just one of the things that I like to talk about, because I'm a huge nerd about tabletop, is that by default, and in many JRPGs, you have 5% chance to crit. Like, you start with that, because that's one number on a 20-sided die, 5%. So you're going from a 5% crit chance to a 10% crit chance, because you've doubled the numbers.
I mean, that's pretty good.
It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
And at 14th level, just automatically, that will increase to an 18, 19, or 20. Ooh,
Okay.
yeah. There's gonna be a lot of crits.
So good.
There's gonna be a lot of crits coming up.
It's mad crits for days.
Yeah. Things that you'll get eventually are things like Storm's Eye. I'm not going to talk about it just yet. I'll let us experience that as we get to 6th level. And yeah, at 14th level, you get a little ability called Fell Cleave. It's an interesting ability. We'll see how that goes then. You're going to kill so many things.
How it goes.
So quickly. I'm going to be like, this thing is going to live for at least 3 turns, and it's just going to get deleted on turn 1 because Fell Cleave.
I'll jump in the air and I'll come down and it'll be dead.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I mean, you're just going to be flying. Like,
it's funny because I actually do really... I love the way that they broke down the different sort of pathways for the classes, right? And I was tempted to do something more like the tank warrior, but I just can't. You have to do the berserker. Come on, it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I will tell you, just as something to know, if you like abilities in any of these other ones, just talk to me. There are definitely people who will teach you things in this world. You're going to have to do something. But that's fine.
I definitely remember there being an older conversation. We'll have to...
Yeah.
I'll have my people call your people.
Exactly. So, Merritt, I'm going to level you, but the first thing I need you to do is roll me a d12. So it should be /r space 1d12.
So many healths.
So many health. However, here it comes. You know, this is the dreaded roll, right?
Yeah.
Because it could be very low. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna make you re-roll a 1.
No.
Okay, cool. That's a 9.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
not
great,
bad.
in fact.
Out of 12, I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with a +3 constitution. So that's 12 HP. Your total is not 2015 like it wanted to be. It is actually 27.
A little
Dang it.
What is merit can
One
never
day.
die.
What is...
Exactly.
I was just going to say what is dead may never... Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But yeah, so you have 27 max HP now. Pretty good. Definitely the highest in the group. And I will
You're
level
still
you
the
up.
tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could... D&D is one of those interesting, things. You don't really need a tank, and you can tank in really funny ways, like yelling at enemies. Like, actually. You could yell at a person, and they might decide to attack you. That's the way I like to play.
You have a stupid name.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Them's fighting words, honestly.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you said oh.
Oh, no. I said wow.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? What happened?
Not you guys.
You mean you didn't see it? No.
But now you have been leveled. You
Yay!
should see that you are level 3. You should now have inner release, but I will make a shortcut to the main page for you. But yeah, so now you are leveled. See, that wasn't even that hard.
Thanks,
and now
friend.
Pretty easy.
you can see that you're Warrior 3, the Beast of Deliverance. I love how it puts the full name in there. No
Very
shortcuts.
epic. It's very, very good.
All right. Well, before we go to the rookery, let's talk about equipment. And I'm going to start again with Aiden. All right, is it time to talk about Bradamante?
Yes, I do think it is.
Not.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're looking for some sort of gun lance, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well,
Of course you are.
See, when I said that we had talked about things before.
mhm.
Oh,
This is great. It's
Oh,
why
yes.
it's why we talked about it before, so it's quicker now. But yeah, so for that, you definitely know, since you live in the Crystarium or nearby, you were working in the Cabinet of Curiosity. I know, as a researcher and things like that. That's your background. I think I remember that. I'm not speaking that into existence, right? That's true. Is that true?
What was that? Sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine. I was like, you were a researcher, right? And then the Cabinet of Curiosity and things.
Yeah. I mean, I read so many books.
Yeah.
I know.
So you
I
do
know
know
all the books.
that it's going to be custom, so you're probably going to have to go to the Crystalline Mean.
Mhm.
But you do also know that over near the Rookery, actually, on the first floor, there's ballistics, which is where they have the cannons for the city. And you know that the guy who runs that over there, which I have to pull up his name real quick, Rosard, who runs it over there. He loves making custom anything. And he has a real passion for explosions. So that's a good way to go. He's a Galgant. Let me make sure that that's true. Yep. Galgant individual. A Galgant gent. Anyway.
Gal gentleman.
Gal Gen
Yeah.
Gen.
So you know that's probably where you're going to be going over to talk and figure out how to make this thing. So that's what we can start with the next time. Of course, I'm not saying that we're going to keep
Sure.
going here, but that's where you're going to go there. Were you thinking about any other equipment that you may need? New armor, any sort of special potions from
I
Spaghetti.
wouldn't mind getting another big and small set of
Yeah. Oh
my
of
gosh.
potions. Just you never
So, yeah.
know. You never
Yeah.
know.
You never know when you might need
Aiden
to be.
in Wonderland.
Oh, God. Yes.
I mean,
Um,
when you put it that way.
Right. So, this is just to kind of get those ideas out there. So we'll talk and we'll actually, buy these things.
Mhm.
But yeah, just continue to think about what you may want for your character. I'll move on to Merit because she's actually next in the list from my view. I'm sorry, Zumi, your name starts with a Z.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and your name here starts with an X. So, I mean,
It's just
meant to be. So, Merit, what sort of things are you looking into? So, you can do other things with this money because I know that you were talking about brewing and things such as that.
Why, yes, I was. I think there are two things probably
Mhm.
I would be interested in right now. One, any interesting, unique, rare, or like otherwise of note ingredients to
Mm.
use in brewing.
Yeah.
Because my secret ultimate goal, of course, is to brew the absolute new best beverage in
Mhm.
all of the first.
Yeah.
So I gotta work on that. Whatever kind of alcohol that's gonna be, and raising the spirits of the world by creating a spirit in the world.
Yeah.
I love it.
So,
good.
yes, I would like to look into that. And then I was also thinking about if there was maybe some way to enhance my weapon, my great
Mhm.
hammer.
Yeah. So,
Which, yeah.
yeah, as far as the brewing, that's definitely Spagyrix, and also probably the facet of nourishment, which is a thing. Just to talk about the Crystarium and the facets. So the facets are basically groups of crafters that do a specific thing, or gatherers. So there's a facet of fishing. Yeah. So the facet of nourishment are the people who work on food and drink and growing them and things like that. But a little bit of Spagyrix, maybe over in the crystalline mean, and of course the Horatorium for exotic materials, let's say. But yeah, in those directions. So you're definitely thinking about going over to Spagyrix first, would be the best way to talk about exotic reagents, Does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. And enhancing your weapon, definitely going to be something custom. So that'll be over at the Crystalline Mean as well. I mean, a lot of these things will be, it's either there or the markets, right? If you want to buy something just off the shelf. But who wants to do that? We're adventurers.
We
Glamour
got
is the end game.
5,000 gil burning a
Right.
hole in our pockets
Exactly.
here.
Right. So for that, we can definitely talk about some mechanical enhancements, maybe. Because I know your weapon's very important to you, specifically because of it being kind of like a large barrel, big old blunt weapon.
Can we get her
So-
one that has a little arm that comes out to open cell doors?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, perhaps.
I mean, even if it was more powerful, or I don't know, enchantment or like
Sure.
I guess materia would maybe, I don't know how we
Yeah.
wanted to interpret
fine with that.
within the realm of
Mm.
this. Or something like that might be kind of fun.
Yeah. So basically think about the effect you'd like to see, if you'd like it to be just extra dense or something, like more damage or maybe an extra effect, because I don't care about that. Like, we'll house rule all of that and I'll just make everything harder and it'll be fine.
Could it have a possibility of like stunning or inflicting confusion or something.
We could definitely
My
work with that.
initial thought was that like she hits you so hard your ears ring, or that it's akin to like almost being drunk or in a stupor because of how hard she's hit you.
That's the goal then.
Just we'll
figure out how to get there.
Just hide little birds in it, and if you hit them hard enough, the birds come out and just fly around
Do a little
the person's
circle.
head.
That's good too. I like that.
That's what causes the confusion. It's not the actual blow. It's why are there birds coming out of this weapon?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely some artisans over at the Crystalline mean, and there might be some help you could get from Spagirix as well. Just if you're trying to do some sort of, I don't know, contact, not quite poison, but you know what I mean. Something like that.
Yeah.
That could be it as well. We'll think about that.
The birds would be on brand too. If you think
That's
about it.
for me, yeah.
Well, that just means, and I'll make a note of this, whatever status effect it is, it has to put like little birdies above their head. So I'll work on that. I'll work on that imagery. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But not just birds, it's just like the butts of birds. Just like bird butts.
Okay.
We're getting really specific with this request, but
That's fine.
Look, sometimes
Mostly
you
something,
just
yeah,
get
that was
ideas stuck in your head, and you just need to express them, and it's fine.
That's why we talk about it, right?
something that would like inflict some kind of stun or delay of action or possibly
something.
knockback or yeah.
Okay, so I will work with that. Anything else? Anything armor wise? I think you're probably fine with that.
Yeah, I think I'm
honestly.
fine. Yeah,
Okay.
unless you have unless somewhere along the line you come up with some really fun idea of something that you think would be. I think we're okay on armor. I feel like so.
Sure.
Those were kind of my two big ones.
Those will be whatever rolls up randomly, which will be fun. So Zumi,
Hi.
what type of things is she looking to spend money on?
I want some kind of armor.
Sure.
I don't like my armor class is too low.
I mean that's fine. You're like I don't want to be hit.
That's fair.
So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And
Yeah.
as a mage, it's kind of hard to get heavier armor. So you're looking for something custom and protective.
Yeah.
Maybe crafted out of leather and something
fish
akin to
scales.
beasts. Yeah.
I currently
You
have
can get a discount if you provide the fish.
Yipes. I currently
okay.
have leather armor.
Yeah.
And it's what 11 plus my con. So maybe I could get like something that's got a con bonus on it.
It should be 11 plus dexterity. It should be for dodging.
Oh.
It should be.
Oh,
I
it
think.
is
Okay.
dex. I was wrong.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
something with a dex bonus or some sort of studded leather. That's another armor class. It's a little
More
bit stronger.
better.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Okay.
maybe a shield, but I think if I have a staff, then I
Yeah.
probably won't be using a shield.
Yeah.
I was,
And
I was thinking about. Go ahead.
I was saying there's different materials or magical equipment that might work,
Yeah.
or like a chain shirt to change it up. So okay, I have a good idea of where to look for or what to look for there.
I was thinking about some kind of pet, but then I realized that two of the things we got were actually pets.
That's right. The
So-
items that you already have.
Yeah, my staff is a snake pet basically.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's right.
So we got
Mhm.
cute little carryable pets for scouting and stuff already.
Yeah.
So then I was thinking maybe in Amaru. I don't
Yeah.
know how expensive those are.
We're gonna find out together. But that's I mean, you're going over to the rookery anyway.
I mean, it's right
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
Like a party bus, but a party Amaro.
yeah. That'd be great. Yeah.
Where are we
I got
dropping,
some good
boys?
ideas already for it. yeah. Get on the bus.
I mean, come on.
It's true.
Oh
I mean-
my gosh.
His name will be Barnabas Underhill Sampson. Bus.
I like it.
I gotta write it down.
Wow.
Please do.
Wow.
I mean, I'm gonna watch this, but please do. So yeah, this is just us thinking about the items that we want to get and the goals, right? Because of merit, that's a goal. So as you think about these things, we'll talk about them. Those would be directions that we can go. I hope that wasn't too boring for viewers, but I really like to have that. All right, what are you trying to look for? Because
Mhm.
you don't know what items there are, right? So if we talk about them, we can figure them out.
Yeah, I mean,
so-
and
For
too, it's
not
like
getting beat up And
Yeah.
I think everybody else
Yeah.
here has played D&D too, so like this is all new to me. So I think it's
Sure.
important that, you know, people are like, oh, I love 14 or I like to listen to the show. Never done D&D before. Either have
Mhm.
I. So we're going to explain that a little bit and
Yeah.
hopefully it'll make sense episode
Yeah,
to
so-
episode.
Absolutely.
So that's about there. I mean, we could go to the Rookery if you'd like to, but we're going to be negotiating for tomorrow. I mean, I can make that up. But, you know, I don't want to go too far over any time constraints.
We do need to do some planning things.
Yes.
So I think
Yes.
we can wrap it here. Next
All right.
week, we don't know what we're doing yet, which is why we're gonna plan 12-year anniversary episode. Because we old.
12 years, gosh.
We old, fam.
How dare
I mean-
you?
The first thing I said was, yeah, we could just make Fusion tank again.
Mm.
And we could.
yeah.
And we could.
And that would be a great time. We'd
And
all
that's
love
a
it.
Fusion.
fantastic idea.
Fusion said maybe it should be the musical episode. Fusion said.
Hmm.
Time for us to write an
I
entire
mean, I
musical and prepare to
I
perform
already
it.
sang a
Right.
little
Yeah.
bit, so I think this could have
True.
been
That's true.
the musical
true.
episode.
No,
So
this
there you
is
go.
not the musical.
No,
No,
already
no,
done.
no,
Already done.
No.
All right. Charles, did you have anything else you wanted to throw out?
No, that's about it. You know, thanks for watching, everybody who has. We'll see you next time.
Yep. Real quick, if you want, you can email us at aetheryradio@gamerscape.com. If you want, you can tweet at us at aetheryradio at Gamerscape. We're on Facebook at Gamerscape. discord.gg/Gamerescape. We have an Aetheryte radio channel in there. You can talk to us about the podcast. We have a 14 general chat where you can talk about the game.
The
We
game.
have a lore chat where you talk about lore
From the game.
from the game.
And
Spoiler
from the
warning.
show now.
Yeah, we
If you
have
want
a
to talk about buff gremlins, don't.
buff gremlin.
But I guess you
arms.
could.
Send us your buff gremlin, your buff wet gremlin fan
Drawings,
art.
please.
I want
Oh,
to see.
God.
I
Oh,
want to
it's getting
see
worse and
buff
worse.
wet gremlin fan art, or like a big drink with like a buff gremlin arm, or like even if it's just like Trugdor arm on a gremlin. Send
Yeah.
it over, tweet it over at us, or drop it in the Discord. And yes, that's gonna do it for us. Tune in next week. We're gonna be doing some giveaways. We don't know what the show's gonna be yet, but it's gonna be fun. 12 years, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
So make sure to tune in for that. And with that being said, we will see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in.
Goodbye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Think of buff gremlins.